Yo, Wagwan, hope you're having a great day. Now in this video I'm going to be showing you how to structure or arrange your beats in FL Studio 20. Obviously you can use this for any DAW that you're using, but I'm going to be using FL Studio 20 in this particular video. If you don't know who I am, I'm Jay Carteret from jaycarteret.com, teaching you how to be better at music, online marketing and online business. And this is the #1 spot for musicians and creatives that don't want to be a starving artist. So if that sounds like you, click that subscribe button, check out the rest of the content on the channel because you will definitely love it. All right, let's get into the video. Now you definitely want to stick through to the end because I'm going to be revealing some stuff that you definitely want to know so that you can structure your beats the best way to get the most amount of sales depending on who you are targeting. But my question of the day is, who is the main target audience for your beats? Is it rappers or singers? Let me know. Maybe you're just making beats for background music. Let me know in the comment section down below. I think that'll be very, very interesting. It's very interesting for you to even think about that. I'm sure a lot of people aren't even thinking, who am I trying to sell these beats to? Which is a very, very important thing. Now, this is a beat that I created a little bit earlier. And I'm going to explain the structure of this beat really quickly and give you as much detail as I can so that you can understand why things are happening this way and how you can structure your own beats. Now, first of all, every beat will generally have an intro. You generally won't just start in the verse or start in the chorus. You'll have a bit of an intro. This is an 8-bar intro, which is basically a 4-bar intro. Like, it's because we're at 140, which is double time. When it says 8 bars, it's actually 4 bars, and when it's 16 bars, it's actually 8 bars basically. So we have an 8-bar intro here, which is actually 4 bars when it comes down to actually making the music. If you don't understand bars, let me know in the comment section down below, and hopefully I can make a video on how bars work and whatnot. But generally, let me give you an example. Let's play through this and I'll kind of tell you where the bars are hitting. Okay, I'm gonna count the bars out so you can kind of understand what bars are. Okay, so 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. That's 2 bars. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. So every time I counted to 4 was 1 bar. Okay, now when you're writing songs, if you've ever written a song before, now I'll leave that for my video where I'll break down bars. I think I've given you more than enough information so you can understand the concepts that we're going to be sharing in this video. So let's just get into it. So I like to open my beats up with a 4-bar intro. Some people like to do 8 bars. I think any more than that is way too much. You're taking too long before you get into the track, and the longer you take to get into the track, the quicker someone is going to skip off and go to the next beat. And in terms of songs, the quicker someone's going to skip off and go to the next song. So you definitely want your intro to be as short and punchy as possible. I like to just do a 4-bar so that the eyes can get into it. Then next up is, there's a big choice here. Like, there's 2 ways that you can go about it. Let me quickly explain the overall structure of my beat and then I'll tell you the ways that you can go about it. So my structure is intro, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, outro. Okay, we got 2 verses, 2 choruses, and then we're done. We don't want a super long song. Like, most people aren't doing 3 verses these days. I can't be bothered to do 3 verses, so I'm not making beats with 3 verses. Sometimes you may add a bridge and whatnot, but we're not doing that here. We're keeping things very, very simple. 2 verses, 2 choruses, then the beat's done. Okay, as I said, you can add a bridge, you can add a 3rd verse if that's something you really want to do, but it's not necessary. This is a basic structure for a beat and the basic structure for songs that I like to create. So the reason why I've started with a verse instead of a chorus, because some other people, other producers will start with a chorus, and you'll hear songs that start with a chorus instead of a verse. The reason why I've started with a verse is because in terms of songwriting and storytelling and just making good songs, you generally want a build up to the chorus. You want the first verse to build into the chorus, to lead into the chorus, and then you want to come back to the verse and add some more information and then go back to a build to the chorus again. You don't just want to start with the chorus, because you haven't given the listener enough build up to get there, and you haven't really told your story yet. Some people would like to put a chorus first, because as the quicker you can get into the chorus, like the quicker you can hook the listener and give them something catchy. So it makes sense if you want to just fling a chorus in there, you can. But in terms of writing songs, I prefer to have a verse first that leads into a chorus, then you go to a verse, and then you go to another chorus. Okay, now as I said, we've got the intro, then we've got the verse. You can put a chorus there if you want to. You can have a chorus and then go to the verse. So you can have intro, chorus, verse, chorus, intro, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, and then another chorus. You can have a third chorus if you really want to, and then an outro. Then that's a perfectly good structure. Or you could add a bridge instead of that, like before that last chorus or after that last chorus. But you know, that's a bit much. That's a lot of choruses and a lot of time spent that I don't think is super necessary. Okay, so let me just continue to walk through my structure and tell you how I like to get things done. And this is basically a good structure for a singer. I'll show you how I would change it to suit a rapper in a little bit, but this is a basic singer structure. And the way I mainly work this is I look at my chorus. My chorus is always 16 bars technically. Like if you look on the actual measurement of the bars, it's 16 bars in here, but as we counted out those bars before, this is actually 8 bars. Okay, you don't want a chorus longer than 8 actual bars, otherwise it's too damn long. All right, so I like to have an 8-bar chorus, and depending on what I'm doing with the chorus will basically help me figure out how long my verses are going to be. So because this is for a singer, I want my verses to be 8 bars because it's just easier. Like singers generally, if you're writing like a pop song, R&B song, whatnot, 8 bars is great. Like 8 bars is how much you want before you get into the pre-chorus and then the chorus. So that's what we got here. We got 8 bar verse, and then we've got a 4-bar pre-chorus, which all in all adds up to 12 bars. And then we've got an 8-bar chorus, and then this just repeats. Now I've given you the spiel. We can listen through and I can get a little bit deeper into, you know, the way the drums are coming in and the different elements that we've got, so you can kind of understand what things are changing up and why things are moving like that. Okay, so first of all, let's play the intro and then I'll give you some information about what's going on there. So the intro is just the main chords of the song. I generally will have the main thing that's usually playing throughout the beat will be the intro. Sometimes I'll add another element to it. I might have it as, you know, what's happening in the chorus. Those melody parts will be in the intro. Generally do not have any drums. You can add some light drums. You can add like hi-hats or a clap if you really want to, but to just keep it simple, we've got 4 bars of melody, basically the main melody that's going to be continued throughout the track. Okay, because it breeds familiarity. You don't want to just have some melody that's generally not in the track. So if you like created a bridge and you create a new melody, you wouldn't want to use that as your intro, because then it will be a really, really weird and jarring switch up for the first verse. And that's just not a great way to keep things familiar to your listener, which actually helps things be more catchy and helps them remember the song. So next, we've got 4 bars. Let's talk about these 4 bars. These 4 bars consist of the melody that was in the intro, and then we've got a rim, which you could have a rim or a clap. It depends on, you know, what kind of thing you want to have in there. Then we've got hi-hats and some snares. So let's play this back. So we've got the rim, the hi-hat, and the snares, and then just before the end of the bar, we've actually cut this. So we've just made this a little bit shorter so that it has a little bit of breathing room, and you can kind of tell, okay, what's coming up next? It sounds like something's going to drop, right? And then if we go to the next 4 bars, we've added, I believe this is the up. Yeah, we've added an up, which is very subtle. I don't want it to, you know, overstay its welcome or be super, super loud, but I just want to have some variation in the beat so that you can hear there's some melodic differences there. So we change it up a little bit. Generally, every 4 bars, you kind of want to change stuff up. So you either want to take something away or add something just to keep things interesting and keep the beat moving along. So here, we still have the rim, we still have the hi-hats, we have the snares, and then we've also added the open hat, and we've added the 808. And what this does is it creates, like, it just makes things have a whole lot more impact, especially because of the 808. Now we've got some bass coming in. You can either have the 808 or maybe you add your kick. And we've got the open hat, which basically, the way I've put it, it adds a nice swing before the rim. So it really ties everything together and makes things have a bunch more energy. So we've added the open hat and 808 and an up. So we've added 3 things at the same time, but these 3 things aren't super, like, they're not going to take a lot of attention away, and it's not like we're adding a completely new melody or anything like that. So the up is kind of a new melody, but it's very low. It's not going to be super loud. By the way, this isn't mixed or mastered, so keep that in mind. So let's play from before the drop into the second 4 bar of this 8 bar verse. So we drop out, then I think I talked over it, so it might have spoiled it a little bit. So let me do it again without talking over it. But I just wanted to make sure you're kind of getting what's going on here and what kind of dynamics we're creating with these, you know, dropping out the drums and that sort of stuff. So let me play it one more time. So as you can see at the end of this 4 bar, we've also, you know, cut out the drums as well, so it doesn't go all the way. Generally in my beats, my drums won't go all the way until the chorus. So yeah, I like to drop it out every time we're gonna change up the beat. I like to have the drums drop out so that you can clearly tell something different is coming up now. And it's really simple and really easy to do. You just, you know, copy everything, or not copy everything, you just select everything. I'd use control and left click to do that, and I just bring it, you know, one over there. You could do a little bit more if you want to, but I feel like just this little piece is more than good enough. I think we currently got it on snap to bar at the moment. So let's bring it back before the drop, and we'll go into the pre-chorus, which has, I think, Is this the same thing twice? That's weird. That shouldn't be happening. I must have done that by accident. Yeah, let's add this back. I don't know why I must have accidentally added that twice. So what we've got here in the pre-chorus is we've got the main melody that goes throughout the beat, and then we've also got that main melody 12 tones higher, so a whole octave higher. Usually I'd either do something like this, or maybe I'd have that up in here again, or maybe another accented melody that doesn't take away too much attention but adds a little something to what's going on here. We also have the synth bass here, which I believe synth basses are just great for stuff like pre-choruses and stuff like breakdowns, because it makes things feel more epic and it seems like we're leading into something. So this is really, really great for leading into the chorus. And generally I would have a transition here, which I haven't yet put there because I generally do that when I'm about to mix the beat. So let me actually go and get a transition and show you exactly where I will put it. Let me just get into my R&B trap kit I recently made. All right, so here we are in my R&B trap drum kit. I'll use the Airy Riser because this is pretty much my favorite transition that just always works. Let me quickly let me turn off the transition because we'll hear that when I show you the chorus, and let me just play this pre-chorus so you can kind of hear what's going on here. Remember, this is 4 bars before the chorus. And then we've got, like, I believe this is like maybe half a bar, because I did want the synth bass to, I did want to hear this last note, but I didn't want it to go all the way to the chorus, because if it did that, then it would kind of lessen the impact of the chorus hitting, because the chorus comes in with the 808 and the kick. And when you don't have, basically, when you don't have bass and then bass comes in, it just sounds like a bigger impact. Yeah, if you just have consistent bass all the way through, it's not gonna sound like a big impact. So that's why I've done this here. And generally when bass is coming in, you want to take away what's going on to make it even more of an event, basically. So let's kind of hear where this riser is. We basically want this to rise up. Let me put this on the right track in my template. If you're using the FL Studio, my R&B trap template, link will be in the description down below as well. It'll help you with your mixing and mastering, speed that up. If you're using this template, then you want to put your risers on number 8, and then we'll turn this down a little bit. Actually, we've got the riser over here, and then we've got the chorus. So we've got our 4-bar pre-chorus that leads into our chorus. So this pre-chorus can serve as like a breakdown of the verse. Generally you want to use the pre-chorus to tie into the chorus if you're like writing a song or whatever, but this could also just be part of the verse. It depends on the artist really. And basically, let me just play the chorus. The chorus, we have the main melody. We also have, let me check what this is. So in the chorus, we have our chorus up here, and then we also have the higher octave version of our main melody. And then down here, number 4, we have a pad, which I like to bring in, and this just uses the same chords as the main melody, but it's a pad basically. And I also like this to be quite high end. In the chorus is generally where I want to bring in my high end elements. Throughout the verse and whatnot, everything will be, you know, mid tones, and then in the chorus, that's where we get our high end stuff coming in. So you can tell it's a really big differentiation. So let's play the chorus so you can hear what's going on there. And then, you know, at the end of the chorus, we drop out the drums again, just like we've done pretty much everywhere else in the beat before we go back into the verse. So let me play this. Okay, so that's basically, you know, the structure in a nutshell. Once we've got, you know, everything leading up to the chorus, I just copy it over and let me show you. It's exactly the same as what's over here. Let's just undo that. And then I add like the main melody one more time and I'll fade out there. I do have a video on how to fade out. You can, you know, check that out if you don't know how to do that. And that's your beat done. But, you know, as I said, this sort of structure is generally for a singer. A rapper could go on this perfectly fine and do what they want to do. But if I was to, you know, make this specifically for a rapper, what would I do? I would add another 4 bars to the verse, making it a 12-bar verse with a 4-bar breakdown, which all in all is 16 bars. So let me quickly show you how I do that. We'd move this, I believe that's the right place. Yeah, so I would generally add a different melodic element here. So, but because I didn't plan to make the beat that way, we don't have a different melodic element. So we just, you know, repeat the same thing. So we have main lead up without the bass, and then we have the bass, and I could take out the 808s and put in the kick, but honestly, I don't think that would make it better. Let me quickly try this out. No, that's whack. I don't like that. So what I would do is just add another 4 bars. So Bob's your uncle, you add another 4 bars, and I would generally add a different type of melodic element. The reason why I don't want to use these melodic elements, like the high pitched version of our main pattern. And what else did we have? I think we got the pad here. We could bring the pad in, actually. We could bring the pad in, but I like to keep the pad exclusively for the chorus, but that could work. Yeah, that works perfectly. Yeah, so you just want to change the melody. You have the main melody, but you also have a different counter melody or different other melody you want to add. Generally, it will be, you know, either your pad or the ARP that I was using before, or another counter melody. Like, it really doesn't matter, but you generally want to change it up for the next 4 bars. And I'd keep the drums the same because any change to that wouldn't really help the beat. So let's play it all back so you can kind of get an idea of what it sounds like and what's going on here. So let's do just that. But before I play it back, I might as well, you know, quickly round up what I've taught you here. We've got a 4-bar intro. Then we've got a 4-bar, intro, 8-bar verse, 4-bar pre-chorus, 8-bar chorus, and then that repeated from the verse to the chorus again, and then a 4-bar outro. That is how I structure my beats. Generally, If I was to make this specifically for a rapper, I'd just add another 4 bars. So instead of a 8-bar verse, I'd have a 12-bar verse and a 4-bar breakdown or pre-chorus, which adds up to 16 bars at the end of the day, which is what most rappers would expect. And then, you know, Bob's your uncle, everything's beautiful over there. Now, before I play the beat so that you can hear it in its entirety, I do have a special gift for you for making it this far in the video. I've got 10 free loops that you can use in your beats, and you can download those right now. Go to jcarteret.com/free loops to get that, and the link will also be in the description. But let's play this back and see what's up. Okay, I just totally forgot to tell you that I did add a hard snare for the chorus. I generally add a hard snare for the chorus so that it just hits harder. So for the verse, we've got the rim, and then for the chorus, we've got the rim and a hard snare. So, you know, when people are expecting that clap, they get it in the chorus basically. And we also obviously add the kick in the chorus. So that's basically what's going on here. In terms of drums, if you're thinking, you know, should I take out the hi-hats? Do I want the hi-hats right here? Or do I want these drums here? Blah, blah, blah. That's totally optional. You can put whatever drums, you know, wherever it feels right, basically. Sometimes I'll have it start with a hi-hat, sometimes I won't. It really depends on what type of vibe I want to go for and how much energy I want to give the track. So that's probably something that you're going to figure out through, you know, making a bunch of beats and seeing what you want to do there. But in terms of structure, the structure that I've given you is pretty much perfect. If you go, you know, 4 bars and then 8 bars or 12 bars, depending if you're making a song for a singer or a rapper, and then you've got a 4-bar pre-chorus and then an 8-bar chorus, and then you just repeat that, you've got a perfect structure that people will be happy to purchase, and they'll be able to write songs over and make a good song over. So that's all you really need to know. This video, I don't know, the filming says 30 minutes. Hopefully I edit this down to like 20 or something. I don't know how many things I need to cut out, but yeah, I hope I've given you an in-depth understanding of how to arrange or structure your beats so that you can, you know, sell more beats and make better beats, so that artists, when they listen to it, they're like, okay, this is where the verse goes, this is where the chorus goes, and they can kind of understand what's going on. Remember, you can start with the chorus if you want to, but generally I like to start with the verse. That's pretty much up to personal preference. You can do either. People will expect both basically, so it really doesn't matter which way you go there. And yeah, that's the video. If you've got any questions or any other videos that you'd like me to make, please leave those in the comment section down below. And yeah, I'll see you next time, where you'll learn more about music production, online marketing, or online business. Peace out.